to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're with Enzio Firearms to go over their KR-21 rifle. One of the things that's impressed me when I've seen it over here in Finland at matches is the fact that it's caliber change capable. In the United States, we get promised this all the time. So many rifles have said, oh, you'll be able to put all these different calibers on it. We buy the rifles and the caliber change kits never come. Well, Enzio here has figured out not only how to make a great caliber change, the kits are available, and Casper here is going to give us a demonstration of just how easy it is to go from 308 to 223 on the KR-21 rifle.
So, first we do the field strip. We push this pin here, and the lower receiver comes off. After that, we are the stock, and the stock and the handle are AR-15 compatible. Recoil spring comes off, and that we take the bolt carrier and bolt off. And then the gas regulator, gas piston, and a charging handle. And now the gun is field stripped. Now, when we want to change the caliber, we take a 5mm Allen key and loosen these two bolts. And the recoil plate comes off. After that, we just pull the barrel out, take the loading tube off, and then we take the 223 barrel. Now we had 308 barrel. Put the loading tube on and just slide it on place. Rifle retains 0 between barrel changes, and we can promise 1 MOA accuracy. Of course, with quality ammo. But anyway, then we take the bolt carrier. We use the same bolt carrier, but we use different bolt, and put the 223 bolt in. After that, we can use the gas piston as a tool to push this little pin here, and it's also retained, and the magazine well comes off. Then we take 223 magazine well and insert it on place. Then the charging handle, gas piston, and a gas regulator. And now the rifle is in 223.
Excellent. So what we have here is a rifle on the market with caliber change kits available. It's not a promise, it's not at a future date. If you buy a KR-21, you can get a caliber change conversion with it. Alright, so my first encounter with the KR-21 was at Attila 22. And it was a stage all into itself. There were 5 rounds that you had 3 targets you had to engage. If you got all the targets in the right order and you got them all, you got bonuses based on it, and then it was just time for the stage. I had to jump onto a gun I had never used, figure out how to get it to charge, and engage targets. And it did take me all 5 rounds, but I did get all 3 targets in the proper order. And that's what put this rifle on the radar for me, and I started to find out more about it. Started to find out, as you saw it, it can change calibers. A lot of guns promise that, and you can't. It's actually very pleasant to shoot 308. Shooting it from the bipod, I wouldn't realize that it's also a very light rifle. There's a lot of 308s out there that are a whole lot heavier than this one. Later on, I would go ahead and encounter this rifle again, and that would be at Attila 23. This was on a combined rifle stage. You had 3 targets out there. Once again, you had 5 rounds to get it, and this time got him in a 1-for-1 ratio. 3 rounds only required to get the 3 hits. In each of these cases, I was engaging targets at about 250 to 300 meters. Again, the rifle's pleasant and easy to shoot. Also encountered this again at a stage at Finish Brutality. Didn't have as much luck there because I didn't get to adjust the scope quickly enough, and I was worried about the time, so I did miss that shot, but that was all due to the shooter, not the rifle. Well, after the matches this year, Enzio was kind enough to invite me out to come check out their facility, learn about the KAR-21, and to give it some test firing on their range. And yeah, I got to be very impressed with the rifle. Here I am shooting it suppressed. The cool thing about this picture is the rifle is zeroed unsuppressed. So of course the can being on there is changing the point of impact a little bit, but it was a very minor shift, and it was only a slight adjustment in the aiming point, still on the target, and I was getting hits. So really happy with that. We shot at targets from as close as 25 all the way out to 200 meters. The rifle is just a dream to shoot. It's in 308 configuration right now, and to be honest, I could shoot this rifle all darn day. Doesn't beat you up like some of the 308 rifles is. It was just very comfortable to shoot. Every time I've used it in a match, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, I just can't really say enough good about it. It's a rifle I wish we had here in the USA, because it delivers on its promise. You know, so many rifles like the SCAR, the ACR, they have promised us caliber change, and we never see them. So not only does Enzio promise caliber change with the rifle, they deliver it. As you saw at the beginning of this video, they can make the rifle change caliber very easily. And you know, I can only think, as innovative as the engineering team is there at Enzio, that when this rifle takes off, and I can't imagine it not, when it takes off, they'll just find a way to add other calibers in, because once the rifle gets popular, I'm sure people will out there and demand other popular calibers, and let your imagination be your guide on that one. The rifle is just an absolute pleasure to shoot. Later on, we switched over and shot in 5.56 and had a great time shooting that as well. Yeah, in 5.56, the rifle is like shooting a Ruger 1022. It's nice, it's pleasant, it's accurate. This one here, they slapped on their scope that they use for accurate testing, so it was like a zillion power. I could see the insides of mosquitoes' butts with that thing, and it was just a dream to shoot. In the 5.56 configuration, the rifle is a little on the heavy side. The emphasis on little because A, I've been spoiled lately because I've been shooting my What Would Stoner Do carbine a lot, and B, it really doesn't weigh anything more than when you take your AR and you hang every known contraption to man off of it. So yeah, it's light for a 308, little chunky for a 223. That's to be expected. As you saw at the beginning of the video, the caliber changeover is very easy to do, and also it gives you two rifles essentially for the price of one. Now here in the US, that's not that big a deal for us, but over in Europe, that is a big selling point for a lot of people. Yeah, I expect a lot of success out of this rifle, and I expect we'll be seeing a lot more of this in the future. We hope you enjoyed this coverage of the Enzio KAR-21. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in. We're definitely going to have more videos on this rifle.